So continuing forward from where we left off during the Week 8 update, where we sort of introduced LSM, who we are, what we do, so on and so forth at a really basic level, we're going to get a little more in-depth with what we are working on. And eventually, that's maybe in the next week or two, we'll actually start digging into some real details, week by week, of what we're working on in an active sense. In a general sense, I'm always, well, almost always, doing some sort of coding work or design work for our current active project for LSM called Project Megane, or Visualnovel.moe. That's an actual website you can go to find out more about the project, by the way. But LSM's involvement is comprised of myself, Nano, DMJ. We are the three people behind the campaign, and our goal is to make stuff. We are all creators at heart, and the first big project we're working on is what I'm going to call Project Megane. The idea behind Project Megane is it is a visual novel engine that is web-based, and we aim to publish that for two different kinds of people. The engine we're making is for both creators and readers. It's for creators in that we aim to make the system easy to use. You don't need any real in-depth programming knowledge or experience to hop into it. If you just want to write a story, if you want to say, I've got this character, this art asset, and I want to move it over here, or I want to have this text, or I want to have these decision points, or I want to have this background, all of that stuff is going to be user-friendly. It's going to be something that you don't need in-depth programming knowledge or experience to just get into. If you can write a story and you know someone who can do art, that's really all you need. You hop into our engine that we're making, and the goal is for you to just be able to put in your text, go like dialogue line by line, and continue from there until you have a story that is built, and then you can share it with other people. That's where the second group of people comes in, the readers. If you are a reader, if you enjoy reading these sorts of stories and things that other people have created, this is going to be sort of a one-stop shop for being able to find the stories that other people have created using the platform that we're making. As we've jumped into this, it is definitely an ambitious project. There's a lot of little pieces to it. There's also sort of like, if you know the general idea behind what a visual novel engine is or what visual novels can provide, we are working on some of the more basic functions to start. And as we get further along, we'll have a release version with some generally basic functionality, but it will still feel like you can make a full story with it. And after that point, we'll introduce some of the more complex functions. A lot of people are saying, well, how complex can I make my story? Am I going to be able to do like mini games? Am I going to be able to do like different visual effects, things like that? And at the beginning, the answer to most of that's probably going to be no, not yet. The engine to start out with is going to be a full but basic version of the engine. It's going to be able to accept things like, obviously, lines of dialogue, multiple different characters on the screen, character animations, that's going from like one sprite to another sprite. If you're moving on the screen, it'll have a smooth transition. If you are going to what I call a CG scene, where it's got like it's a full screen effect, where there's like a focus on a certain event or whatever. All of that and more is going to be incorporated in the first released version of the engine that we are currently working on. So right now, that's the main focus of LunarSpotlight Media. That's what we're working on. There's many different pieces to it. There's a programming piece, there's an artwork piece, there's a story writing piece, and coincidentally and quite conveniently, these are the three roles that the three of us at LSM are filling. I'm doing much of the coding. Nano does some coding help, but he also does artwork, and he's getting better by the day. DMJ is a writer. He loves writing stories, and he has told me that he's interested in writing a story for this platform or just writing a story in general. So we're going to figure out how to make that work as far as putting something together. So, I mean, at the very beginning, we're going to have an engine, but we won't really have a story. DMJ will be able to help fill that void, especially when it comes to being able to demo the system and its capabilities. But wait a minute. Weren't you guys part of this other radio station thing? Well, yes. We are all a part of Gensokyo Radio, along with a group of other individuals. We're all volunteers in that sense to help run something that we're, I guess, all kind of interested in. We have fun with it. It is technical. It is challenging at times, especially when you're talking about the live broadcasts we do every month. We do a 2-hour monthly live broadcast if you didn't know, and you can find out more about that at gensokyoradio.net. And the radio station is definitely something we're all interested in doing. We all still do, and as part of LSM, we do offer some rewards or perks or whatever you want to call it. So if you're a fan of Gensokyo Radio and or the visual novel engine stuff that we're working on, please do feel free, take a look at our campaign page at patreon.com/LunarSpotlight Media. And there you'll be able to find out more about what we're working on. Of course, we'll be talking a bit more about what we're working on in these update videos going forward. But you'll also have the opportunity to see what perks or rewards we are offering as part of the campaign, whether you like the station or just the VN stuff or both. Hopefully you can find something that you're interested in that you might benefit from to improve the quality of your life, right? Anyway, part of the campaign is just letting us know that you are supporting what we're working on. That's really the important part at this point. The amount matters less, but if there's something on that list that you're interested in, feel free to contribute to that amount. We would certainly be thankful. So, thanks for taking a look. I'm Lunar, and I'll talk to you next time.